Today marks 1527 day, sharing daily lessons, daily reflections. And I was thinking today about I don't care what other people think, that statement. I don't care what other people think of me. And I think that I've been in different kind of stages with that statement because I think that there are a lot of people say that and they truly mean it, but I think sometimes it's total opposite. Total opposite. They say that I don't care what other people think of me, but in a deep down in their heart they truly mean they care about, and sometimes even more than people who do not say that. So we need to be careful about saying that I don't care what other people think of me, because I think that just that saying that I don't care what other people think of me sometimes is putting in disadvantage, because if you really do not care what other people think of you, maybe you just don't need to announce it. You just this is just it is what it is. So today we'll share six maybe stages or maybe types of I don't care what other people think of me. So what are the types? Number one is grounded self-trust. So then people know that it's a healthy, quiet confidence. This is a good one. This is a good one because you listen others for feedback, for criticism, but that doesn't touch your emotions. That's coming from logic, just looking at what is the best for me, because you have massive confidence. You know that you're able to figure out what could be beneficial for you and what's not. Because I think that one thing that I don't care what other people think of me could really lead you to slow your progress. Because if you don't care what other people think of you, that means that it might be that you do not look for feedback, or that feedback could be so beneficial. And that's why I said that if you really want to grow very fast, feedback is one of the best ways and one of the best shortcuts, because most people don't like feedback. And that's why it's very, very important to really have that grounded self-trust, and then you don't care about what other people think of you, but you're willing truly to listen what they're saying, just to make sure that you're able to get better. And again, this is doesn't announce. You don't need to announce it that you don't care about other people, what they think of you. Number two, and I guess probably this is even more powerful, it is a value-based independence. And this is purpose-driven. And again, so when you are having a calling, this is your dedication, calling. This is exactly what you're supposed to do. That means when you have that massive, that this is who you're supposed to be. It doesn't matter who is in front of you. You go through it because that's what you're supposed to do. And that means you don't care what other people think of you, because you know that you're pursuing something that is extremely important for you. Extremely. This is your calling. This is what you do. This is what you called to do on earth. When you have that value-based independence, you can stand alone. You don't care what other people think of you, because you have that massive purpose in your mind. And I think that's one of the strongest ones, when you say that I don't care about what you think, not because I don't care about you, but because I care about my purpose so much more. Number three is, and this is a thing that this is a lot of people go through this level, and including myself, recovered people pleaser. And this is not a stage. That is a stepping stone. That's a healing phase, because I think that a lot of people pleasers, they really care about others so long, for too long, and they're learning to choosing themselves. And I think that I was one of those people who said that I don't care what other people think of me. But when I think about other giving me feedback, you giving me maybe criticism, it used to still bother me. And I realized that even though I say that I don't care what other people think of me, but I realized that I was caring about what other people think of me. I was just executing in such a high level that I didn't get much of criticism. But because I put myself into execution, and I worked so hard just not to get the criticism as well. And I think that the recovered people pleaser is a stage, but I think that we need to go through it. This is transitional, necessary phase sometimes for people who been through this people pleaser stage. Number four is defensive detachment. And again, this is I think that one of the worst ones as well. Even more is not that bad, but when you really trying to detach from other defensively because you know that it hurts. It hurts when other people are saying something about bad something about you. So that means you emotional armor. This is you have that this is not. I think that one thing is that what this stage does, the defensive detachment, is there's no growth. It's stalled because shut down fast. You're afraid of rejection. There's a lot of indifference, sarcasm. So when you detach from everything, I think that is one of the biggest thing is that you detach from potential growth. That's why there is a stalling because sometimes you need other people to improve. But when you defensively detach, it's like I don't want to feel anything, and I put the wall in front of me, and then say I don't care about anything what other people say because I put the wall in front of me. Rather knowing who you are, and that's everything bounce from no. Like now, all the things bounce into the wall that you have built, but that of course that wall that you have built protects from outside, but you're not able to go outside either. Number five, rebellious identity, and this is oppositional, and this is I think that's very common in the head. Even this is very interesting because I have seen a lot of very successful people who been in this rebellious identity for a long time. So said that if you hate it, I will do it harder. If you don't believe me, I will show you. I will, and this is again, it's very loud, performative, exhausting, and sometimes it's hard to grow in this level. But I think that sometimes that's a great starting point because that gives energy a lot of times. Because what gives energy, that's what you're supposed to pursue, and that's rebellious identity is that I want to prove that that this person is wrong. They said that I will not amount to anything, and I will prove them wrong. They said it is impossible, and I will prove them wrong. I think that's sometimes a great starting point because I have seen a lot of people succeeding with this stage, but and at some point that oppositional moves are something positive. But this is sometimes is a great starting point. Number six is apathy, disengagement. This is a burnout mode, and this is probably the worst one because there's no willpower. It's just really low motivation. There's no nothing because that disengagement and apathy. What it means that there's no emotions whatsoever. But even no emotions, that means there's no joy, no bliss, no happiness, no fulfillment. There's nothing. No presence. The most important, beautiful emotions is not there because you shut down from the bad emotions, but at the same time from good emotions. It's impossible to really detach just or disengage just from negative emotions. If you disengage from emotions, you disengage from all emotions. So you flatline your emotional base. And that's why sometimes it's very dangerous to do that. Now, of course, when you say that I experience 80% of the time negative emotions and 20% of the positives, maybe those positives are so much better. And I think that, again, this is where we need to really learn to take care of ourselves, that we do not feel those negative emotions. And I think that again, the perspective learning. I think one of the beautiful thing is that just changing perspective sometimes, as the stories that we tell ourselves, are allowing us not to get hurt as much and start to see that things that we used to see as a negative thing turns to positive. That's very common when people start to see differently, when they get exposed to different things and have different perspective. Things that used to be negative becomes positive. So those are six types when people say like I don't care what other people think of me. And again, the last one was disengagement. They don't care what other people think of them. That potentially is negative emotion that could come from that because you don't feel anything. And there's a lot of different um, reasons why people do that. So how did you reflect as well? Do you say I don't care what other people think of me? And when did you say it? And which stage are you in? Because I could tell you that I've been in majority, and I guess in all of them. Yeah, I've been rebellious identity. I had to disengage from my emotions. I had defensive detachment. I had to recover from pleasal, validated dependence. I've been there, done that, and that's exactly what I do on YouTube channel. That is value-based independence, grounded self-trust. this is a growth where I'm still growing, but I think that's a beautiful thing when you know exactly what you are seeking, and that's what we're seeking. We have grounded self trust. We need to have value based independence, and that's where true I don't care what other people think of me coming from. So I hope you choose to win, and see you tomorrow.